Economic Affairs Minister will be, who the new Minister of Culture will be, and of course we expect some new portfolios to be introduced as well. Joining me on this morning's broadcast is our Corvell Pyfrom, who stands by now with former Cabinet Minister Leslie Miller. Corvell, good morning to you.
Can I just say how intrigued you made me by building that level of suspense, Anthony? I can't wait to see what happens. It is great to be with you on the third day of our broadcast, the fourth, I think, consecutive session of these swearing-ins. I am joined, I'm sorry about this air, please keeps dropping out of my air. Leslie Miller, the former parliamentarian, former cabinet minister, diehard PLP, historian, everything to us all. He likes that. Come on. I'm so quick to grab for an interview. What is going through your mind in these last couple of days?
I think it's a wonderful day. I notice you have a lot of young men and women in the cabinet. That's going to structure well for the country. We have a young country. They serve a lot of young people. It's going to bode very, very well. Very well.
But some concern is being raised about, it's a lot of the old returning, a lot of the folks who've been there already.
Not really, but you need experience.
Right, but you need to merge it with some youth, right?
No, you have more than enough young people in there. More than half of the cabinet has never been in there. I don't know why you would say that.
I'm just looking at the swearing-ins. I mean, people...
I saw it just now. And I'm very surprised and delighted by the amount of young persons. You got two from Andros. You got Michael Barnaby.
Oh, wait, we didn't know that. Tell me, who? What is he getting? What is he getting?
He's on the list. Michael Barnaby is there. Hi, a lot of fellas in there.
Former chairman of Beaches, Parks, and... we're on TV. We are on TV. Back to you, Ayethia.
Leave it up to Leslie Miller to give you a show. Thank you so much for that, Corvell. Yes, and I want to introduce my guest now this morning. Joining me once again on the broadcast, we have Kelly Nottage, National Legal Advisor.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for being here with us again this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So how are you today? How's it going?
Oh, I'm well. I'm good. I'm excited to see some of the new portfolios, and especially excited to see some of our new ministers.
And just to give our viewers a rundown as to who we expect to see appointed this morning, we have the Honorable Miles LaRota, we have the Honorable Leon Lundy on this list, we have the Honorable Kirk Cornish on this list, as well as Leslie Miller Bryce, the MP-elect there for Seabreeze. We have our little bugs in our air, our little bees telling us, who's going to get what. Of course, we'll have to wait for the official announcement of those appointments, but any predictions here again?
Well, the little bug, the little birdie has told me.
I think we have the same birdie, too.
The same birdie. That we can expect the Honorable Miles LaRota to be appointed Minister of National Security and Immigration. Once again, a heavy portfolio and quite a lot of responsibility for him. That the Honorable Leslie Miller Bryce, the MP-elect for Seabreeze, to be appointed the Substantive Minister for Culture.
And yesterday we had that question because when Minister Bolag was given his instrument of appointment, we were like, well, where did culture go?
That's exactly right.
I guess now we'll find out if that's where it went.
If that's where it went, indeed. And I hesitate to say, but I think that's the first time in our country's history that we've had a dedicated Minister of Culture.
Yes.
So we will have somebody who will be dedicated to ensuring that Junkanoo runs properly every year.
And as we take a look here at our screens, we see the ballroom that we have become so accustomed to this week, filling up once again as our attendees come to witness these ceremonies. We see family members, we see friends, we see supporters, we see party supporters as well as some leadership here. And let me just give our viewers a rundown of the programming, which is pretty much standard at this point from what we saw earlier in the week. We see here Pia Glover-Roll, who was yesterday sworn in as our new Minister of Labor, the Public Service, and National Insurance. Yes. She, of course, there took the oath yesterday. We see Wade Watson here in the front row. Bacchus Roll here as well, who we've seen here at Government House all week. And he is also on today's agenda.
He is.
So interesting to see exactly what he is going to be the MP-elect there for South Beach. But a little bit about our program here this morning. It may be a bit bit lengthier than the last 2 days because we have 15 members on this list. Yesterday, we expected MP-elect for Pine Ridge, Ginger Moxley, to take the oath, but she will do that this morning, so she now makes up that 15 count. But of course, we will see our dignitaries enter. We'll have the invocation this time by the Right Reverend and the Right Honorable Leish Z. Boyd, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos. Our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Jack Thompson, who's been so gracious and entertaining all week. He will lead the charge. And you're right. And then the oath of allegiance and oath of office will then be administered to these 15 incoming cabinet ministers by Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt. We'll have, of course, entertainment again by our Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band. And we expect Prime Minister Davis to close this morning's ceremonies with some remarks. Do you think yesterday, I think it was you who said, oh, we hear a lot of ahs and oohs in the crowd. Was it you who told me that yesterday?
I'm not sure if it was, but we definitely did.
We did. Do you think we expect some ahs and oohs and gasps to happen this morning?
I think so, because I think this is where a few of the new portfolios will be introduced. And I think we're going to see ministers of state assigned to certain portfolios, which I think, it really allows the Prime Minister and his government to emphasize and put focus on particular areas. I mentioned culture. I think that's something that the Prime Minister is looking to focus on and looking to have the country focus on, and we'll have a substantive minister for that. A little birdie also told me that we are going to have a substantive ministry for urban renewal and community affairs. Yes. Now, urban renewal is a program that started under the first Christie administration, and it's exciting to see it actually develop into its own substantive portfolio and a real focus on our urban areas and on our youth in those areas in particular.
Right.
And so I'm excited to see that. So I think there will be a lot of oohs and a few ahs as we see these teams put together and the portfolios come together. And I think people will appreciate it.
And the winds are picking up here at Government House. A very overcast morning here. So if you're at home watching us in your couch or from your bed with a cup of coffee and tea, I envy you. We're going to toss it now to a package we put together to show you the role of
executive engine. Cabinet ministers are the executive engine of the Bahamas. They are handpicked by the Prime Minister from the House of Assembly or Senate and hold the highest administrative power in the country. A minister's primary role is executive leadership. Each is given a specific portfolio, such as finance, national security, health, or tourism. They do not just sit in Parliament. They run massive government ministries. They set the national policy, direct public spending, and oversee thousands of civil servants who execute the daily business of the country. But a minister does not operate alone. Under Article 72 of the Constitution, ministers are bound by collective responsibility. Inside the cabinet room, debates can be fierce, but once a decision is made, every single minister must publicly support it. If a minister cannot defend a government policy, Westminster tradition dictates they must resign. Cabinet ministers also represent their local constituencies and serve as national executives, balancing the needs of voters and the heavy demand of a state ministry. In the House of Assembly, cabinet ministers are legally required to defend their departments on the floor of Parliament. Ultimately, a cabinet minister is the bridge between political promises and real-world execution. If a ministry succeeds, the minister takes the credit. If it fails, they carry the ultimate political responsibility.
And a look here at the ballroom here in Government House as we get set to start this morning's ceremony. We see some supporters, like we said, family members, friends, all filing in, trying to take their seats. A packed house once again. We also have the overflow of those who couldn't make it inside, who couldn't get a seat inside there on the balcony here at Government House with screens to watch exactly what's going on. But there we are awaiting now the entrance. This is the overflow view here that we see. We can see some friends and supporters sitting outside waiting to see what their respective family members or friends will get, what they will walk away with. But I think just to support either way.
As supportive in general, I think there are a lot of people here who have toiled over the last year with many of these candidates. They've gone door to door. They've knocked door to door. They've asked people for their votes. And this is in many ways a payoff in some ways for their hard work. And so they're here to support their candidates, to give them support in whatever portfolios they are being assigned to, and to generally show their support along the way.
Right, and we heard a few minutes ago that the Deputy Prime Minister had just arrived here at Government House, so we expect to see his official entrance as well as that of the Prime Minister, as well as that of the Governor General before we get this event underway. So we just saw there that package, right, that we put together about the role of a Cabinet Minister. What do you hope to see from these Cabinet Ministers over the next 5 years? Your personal expectations?
Yeah, look, I hope to see a high degree of integrity among them. I hope to see a high degree of leadership in their particular portfolios, and great communication within their departments, but also with the Bahamian people. I think it's very important that Cabinet communicate what it's doing, both through Parliament and otherwise, and that it effectively educates the Bahamian people on what is going on within the world and within the country, within their particular portfolios.
And looking at the screen here, we can see the Honourable Bacchus Roll, MP-elect for South Beach, was there with Honourable-elect for Fort Charlotte, Sebastian, who we expect to receive their instruments of appointment today. We also see Jerome Fitzgerald, who's also on our list this morning. So we just have to wait with bated breath.
As well as Ms. Barbara Cartwright.
Yes, Ms. Barbara Cartwright as well.
Will also be receiving instruments of appointment.
Yes, definitely, as well as Wade Watson there to your bottom right. So we are just sitting and waiting for the start of this ceremony to see exactly which portfolio they will be tasked to man. And the photographers are already at it. They've been at it all week. Shout out to the Bahamian creatives who have been getting and marking and being a part of history here. We also see the Honorable Leonardo Lightbourne, MP-elect for North Andros and Berry Islands. North Andros?
That's right.
Yes, North Andros, because the Berry Islands was split with Bimini.
That's
right.
right.
We are waiting to see. And I think we expect to see also some state ministers. So even though we're calling these names and calling these portfolios, we expect that some of them will be ministers and then some will be state ministers. Again, have to wait to see exactly. And we're also looking at MP-elect for Sea Breeze there at the bottom in the polka dot. Ms. Leslia Miller-Bryce. Sitting next to her in the white is member-elect for Marathon, Lisa Ramming, who are also on today's agenda. So we talked a little bit about these MPs and your expectations from them. How do you imagine and this has been happening over time, right? You are a member of Parliament, so you have a constituency and thousands of people who you are responsible for.
That's right.
And now you have a portfolio, and some of them are huge portfolios. How do you imagine they balance that juggling act?
It is a very difficult balance. It's a very difficult balance, and you can't do it without a team. And indeed, many of the supporters who are here make up part of that team, the constituency team, the team within the particular ministries and portfolios. And these MPs, because they are MPs first of all, have to lean heavily on their teams in their particular communities to maintain that touch, to maintain that presence, all the while running an effective ministry. And we must not forget that ministries have an entire public service to service them. So ministers change, but the public servants typically don't. That's the way our system is set up. So there are the permanent secretaries for every ministry who will have the administrative function of the ministry. The minister provides the direction, it provides the basic guidance that the government intends to implement through that ministry, and the permanent secretary is the arm that actually implements it. So there's a lot of support there. In my view, these ministers require more support. It is very heavy. Especially when you take some of these big ministries and you have a constituency that also needs you. So they have their work cut out for them. But dare I say that they all enter this with their eyes wide open. It is a challenge, and you see that challenge when you get back to the campaign trail in another 5 years and people say, man, I haven't seen you.
Right.
So it's a delicate balance.
To that point, because we hear that a lot from Bahamians, right? And I ain't seen my MP in 4 years. I ain't seen my MP since you were, campaigning.
Sure.
And you talked a little bit about the balancing act and the juggling act, especially depending on which ministry they get, right?
Yes.
What should Bahamians then, what should we know or learn about these roles and how interconnected they are? And sometimes you have to prioritize one over the next depending on what's going on.
You do. Well, I think, Bahamians, to a large degree, I think we appreciate that the roles are time-consuming.
Yes.
And I think we appreciate the effort that's made. there are those amongst us who want to see and feel our MPs, and there are those amongst us who don't necessarily want to physically see you, but they want to know that your presence exists in their constituencies. That means making sure that the parks are clean, that the swings are maintained, making sure that the roads are maintained and potholes are done, which we tend to put the emphasis on that to the MPs, but the truth is none of that can be done without the various instruments of government. You can't go and fill a pothole or pave a road without the Ministry of Works. There is beaches and parks that has the budget and is tasked with the maintenance of the park. So it's the MP's responsibility to lobby within government to these various agencies to get things done within their constituencies. And I would only urge the Bahamians generally to be patient with their MPs, especially those who are cabinet ministers. And I would urge the cabinet ministers to continue to remain present, build a team, make sure that you have your on-the-ground presence and that your constituents are reached out to, that they feel your presence within the community. And I think that's a formula that I've seen reap success.
And let's talk about the Bahamas now in a changing world.
Yes.
Yesterday, we saw the DPM with his new portfolio, Education, Science, and Technology. And of course, technology has been a part of government's mandates over the years, right? But let's talk about now a global world, because our little birdie once again told us that we have to look forward to a Ministry of Innovation and National Development.
Yes.
So let's talk about AI and the global world and technology and how shaping a government now needs to also consider these factors and how the Bahamas stands shoulder to shoulder with other world giants.
No, without a doubt. Look, any government worth its salt now has to consider the role that its citizens play within a global
not
society.
Just in this 20, not just in Nassau or in the Bahamas.
Or in the Bahamas or in Freeport, but within a global fabric. We see that the tides are changing. And we need a government that can read the tea leaves, so to speak, that can, as best as they can, position its citizenry for success, and in some instances for survival. We are a small island nation state. We rely on the large producers of the world for our food, for our energy, and to the extent that we can be self-reliant, we ought to explore that path. But, I think that the government ought to, and I see indications that it is, taking steps to position us for this global world. And the creation of this ministry, the Ministry of Innovation and National Development, I think that's very prescient.
That's heavy.
That's not only heavy, but I love the idea of combining innovation with national development. Because we speak about AI.
Right.
And the talk about AI is, well, it's going to affect people's jobs. It's going to upend the way in which we live, the way in which we communicate, and certainly affect almost every aspect of our lives. And I think it's very important that we take that into consideration. And any national development plan for the country, whether it be 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, has to consider innovation and particularly artificial intelligence.
Yes.
And to have a ministry dedicated to that, I think it shows the foresight of the Prime Minister, and it shows focus on the government's behalf. And I'm happy to see that they've taken that effort to create such a ministry, and I hope that will pay off and reap dividends for the Bahamian citizenship.
Thank you so much for that. It is just around 10:05 here this morning as we await the official start of the swearing-in ceremony where we expect 15 new cabinet ministers to take the oath of office and be presented with their instruments of appointment. We see there our new Attorney General, Wayne Monroe Casey, sitting next to our new Minister of Youth and Sports, the new Minister of
the Environment,
and
then the new Minister of Housing,
and Land Reform.
And Land Reform.
Yes. It's going to take us a while to remember all of the new portfolios and who they are exactly. And we expect these ceremonies to get underway in just a few moments here. The Government House is packed this morning. If you're sitting and you're watching or listening to us, we can tell you that this place is packed this morning.
Standing room only.
Standing room only. And that's outside standing room.
That's right.
It's not even inside anymore. The winds are definitely picking up, but it's not stopping these attendees from showing up as we await now the entrance of the Governor General, the Prime Minister, as well as the Deputy Prime Minister here this morning. So, Kelly, we talk a lot about these ministries and what they entail and why they are important, but I want to talk a little bit about future plans. Do you see any new ministries coming on stream either today near future? What other ministries do you think we need to consider adding into the fold?
You mean other than what might...
Other, yes.
Well, that's a very good question. I think, in all honesty, I would like to see how the current allocations play out. I think time will tell. It might be a little bit early to indicate or decide what new ministries we might need. I think these ministries and the portfolios that have been allocated show where the government's emphasis and focus is. And I think that time will tell whether in another 2.5 years, perhaps, there needs to be reallocation, reconsideration, a strengthening of portfolios. I would say this. This government, this political party, has had 5 years to consider the traditional allocation, right? And it's been clear to me that the Prime Minister has made a decision to separate certain things. So we see the separation of transportation. We see the separation of culture. We see the introduction of innovation and national development. And quite clearly, he's made the determination that some of these aspects of our society and of these portfolios need special attention. And he's taken the effort to do exactly that.
All right, thank you so much for that. Well, we're going to toss it to a quick break here as we await the start of the swearing-in ceremony for cabinet ministers here at Government House. We'll be right back.
What does disability look like? In a busy airport terminal? At the check-in counter? At security checkpoints? Or even in baggage claim? Passengers with hidden disabilities often go unnoticed. Globally, 1 in 7 persons have some form of a disability. 80% of those disabilities are non-visible. In an airport environment, workers are often unaware of hidden physical, mental, or neurological disabilities that some passengers live with. This can lead to frustration and a less
Still here awaiting the official start of the swearing-in ceremony for cabinet ministers here this Saturday morning, May 16th, the breezy Saturday morning here, and we can see the ballroom here filling in. We're going to toss it now inside for the start of today's ceremony.
A very pleasant good morning. Wow, I love that spirit and that energy. My name is Jack Thompson, Secretary to the Governor General. It is my pleasure to serve as Master of Ceremonies this morning. May I invite you to please place your mobile devices in the silent or off position so as not to cut into or disrupt or interfere with our proceedings this morning. We propose to start momentarily. We thank all of you for your patience. And we thank you for your patience, and we thank you for your patience and your time here this morning. Just give us a few minutes and we'll commence our ceremony. Thank you very, very much. You look so well. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here, please. Thank you.
So as we await now the start here, we see the Deputy Prime Minister
Cooper
now making his entrance. Chester Cooper there, making his entrance to the ballroom here with his wife Cecilia.
Is the new Minister of Education. Let's give the Minister of Education a round of applause.
And that's the Minister of Education, Science, and Technology there. And I learned something new about him yesterday. He was a public school teacher for 2 years.
Yeah, I learned that as well.
Who would have known? So interesting there to see how he takes that experience and that knowledge to shape this new ministry that he will lead. And there we see that overflow crowd there on the balcony here at Government House. Smiles all around. As we can see now, the rain is coming down. It is coming down slowly but steadily. But that's not stopping the these events here this morning, nor is it stopping the energy and excitement
it's not
that we can
dampening spirit.
feel. Not at all. It's not at all. But, you know, it's rained every single day since we've been here, and I'm going to take the words from Michael
Showers of
Halkidas again.
Yes.
Showers of blessing.
Yes.
He definitely said that, and every time we've started this broadcast, the rains have started to come down. So good things abound, I think.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Good things abound. Just to give our viewers another snapshot of what happens here this morning, a brief-ish ceremony. We have 15 cabinet ministers to swear in, but I think we'll fly through these pretty quickly. We will have the entrance of Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt, the Governor General. Then we'll have a national anthem played by the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen,
The Prime Minister is
kindly
now
welcome
making his
the
entrance.
Honorable Philip Edward Brave Davis, King's Consul, the distinguished Member of Parliament for Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador, Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for a second consecutive term. You may be seated, please.
And we are looking at a shot there of Prime Minister Philip Davis, KC. I think I saw a thumbs up there.
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
some nods of approval, if I were to guess. I see him shaking his head. He seems very happy
Yeah, he must
with
be.
what he's done thus far and what's happening here today. What do you think is going through his mind?
Well, I think he's looking over his cabinet, and I'm sure he toiled sometimes as to what decisions to make, what portfolios to allocate, and I think he's looking over it and saying, look, this is the team that I'm going into battle with. This is the team that we're looking to execute over the next 5 years, and I would hope that he's happy with what he's put together here. As I've said before, the PLP has a deep bench, and this government, with the mandate that it was given by the Bahamian people, has an array of talents to pull upon, and so I think he's tried to stitch together as many talented persons as he can to execute over the next 5 years.
Yes.
May I invite you to stand
We now expect the arrival
for the
and entrance of the Governor
Her
General.
Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia A. Pratt, Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor General.
And the Governor General, Dame Cynthia Pratt, now entering this ballroom here at Government House, preparing herself to deliver the oath
Kindly remain standing
to these new cabinet ministers.
as I invite Woman Marine
We're gonna toss
Celeste
it inside now
Delano
for the official
to honor
start
our
of the
country,
ceremony.
singing of our national anthem.
Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamaland. March on to glory, your bright banners waving high. See how the world marks the manner of your bearing. Pledge to excel through love and unity. Pressing onward, march together to a common loftier goal. Steady sunward, though the weather hide the white and strong. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamaland, till the road you trod lead unto your God. March on, Bahamaland.
Kindly remain standing for the invocation by the Right Reverend and the Right Honorable Leish Z. Boyd, CB, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. Let us pray.
The Lord be with you. Let us pray the prayer that Jesus taught us to pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Most gracious God, we thank you for this day that you've given to us. We thank you for life and health and the power to move and the power to make choices. We thank you for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, for our homes and families, and all that give us meaning and purpose in our lives. Bless, we pray, the proceedings today, continuing the proceedings of yesterday. And we ask you to bless our newly elected government, that they together would work for the building of this country. Help us to remember the words of your Son, Jesus Christ. Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. And help us all in our life in this country to support, upbuild, and to work for the betterment of this country, and to remember that that work begins in the life of every single one of us. For we are the Bahamas that we want to see. We are the best of Bahamaland, and in our bad behavior, we are the worst of Bahamaland. We ask your blessing upon us. Help us to be aware of your will. Help us to recognize that all things belong to you, and help us to recognize that what you have given us, we must be good stewards of, and through our gifts and responsibilities, honor you and build up our kingdom. Hear now the prayer that we are praying, for we are praying this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
Kindly be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and my pleasure to welcome each of you, our guests, to the historic Government House, and in particular to Mount Fitzwilliam, in the beautiful city of Nassau, New Providence, Bahamas. We are honored by your presence here this morning, and the heavens open and the rain bless us on this occasion. Your Excellency, it is my honor to recognize the presence of cabinet ministers already who have taken the oath. The former cabinet ministers are with us, members of parliament elect. We have head of uniform branches, colleague permanent secretaries, ministers of religion, heads of government and quasi-department. A number of persons are here from our family of islands. We also recognize members of the Progressive Liberal Party executive, Bahamians who are watching via social media and Radio Bahamas. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to these proceedings. Please give all of our guests a round of applause. We could do a little better than that. That's not what I expected. Should it please Your Excellency, I seek permission now to proceed with the swearing in of newly appointed cabinet ministers. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome at this time and to invite at this time to step forward to take the oath the Honorable Ginger Maria Moxie, MP-elect for Pine Ridge and Minister for Grand Bahama. Please welcome Minister. Minister is in, her photo was in yesterday's program, but we're delighted that Minister is here today to take the oath. Just to remind you, ministers are taking two oaths, the oath of office and the oath of allegiance. Minister.
I, Ginger Moxie, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law. So help me God. I, Ginger Moxie, being appointed minister, do swear that I will do the best of my judgment at all times, when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not on any account at any time whatsoever disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not accept with the authority of the cabinet and do such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Her Excellency will now present the instrument of office, instrument of appointment, to the Honorable Ginger Moxie. Please give a round of applause to our First Minister for this morning. We invite any family member, Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, please, for a photo. And the family members, we ask you to stand by. Family members, please. We appreciate when you bow just before you come up. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Many thanks. Your Excellency, I am pleased at this time, with your leave, to invite Member of Parliament-elect for Pinewood, the Honorable Miles Kenworth LaRoda, to come forward and to take the oath as Minister of National Security.
I, Miles LaRoda, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law, so help me God. I, Miles LaRoda, being appointed minister, do swear that I will do my best, do the best of my judgment at all times, when so required, freely give counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the swear that I will not on any account, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet, and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly, reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister, so help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, Her Excellency will at this time present to Minister LaRoda his instrument of office, his instrument of appointment. Please give Minister LaRoda a round of applause. Family members, Prime Minister first, and Deputy and family members, please stand by. Yes, family members, please. Maybe I need to say that with a greater voice. Family members. That's obviously some of you not. Come right up, please, so we can move quite along. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you to the family members who are here. Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you, Deputy Prime Minister. And thank you very much, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, I have the pleasure to invite, with your leave, the Member of Parliament-elect for Mangrove Key, Central and South Andros, the Honorable Leon Edwards Lundy. Who will assume the post Minister of Transport.
I, Leon Edward Lundy, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law, so help me God. I, Leon Edward Lundy, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas, and I do further swear that I will not, on any account, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular Minister of Parliamentary Secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet and to such extent as may be required for the good judgment and management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister, so help me God.
Her Excellency will present Minister Lundy with his instrument of office and his instrument of appointment as Minister of Transport. Please give Minister Lundy a round of applause. Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, invite you for a photo. family members who are here. Yes, thank you. Yes, Mrs. Lundy, family members. Yes, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Red was okay when he was marching up with his hat off, but when he got up, he wanted to put that on for the photo. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Prime Minister. Your Excellency, it is my pleasure at this time, with your leave, to invite the Member of Parliament-elect for Marathon, the Honorable Lisa Tammy Raming, to proceed now to take the oath. Minister Raming will be sworn in as Minister of Urban Renewal and Community Relations. Minister Raming.
I, Lisa Raming, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law. So help me God. I, Lisa Raming, being appointed minister, do swear that I will do to the best of my judgment at all times when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not on any account at any time whatsoever disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the cabinet and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister, or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Her Excellency presents at this time the instrument of office, instrument of appointment to the Honorable Lisa Tammy Raming. Let's give her a round of applause. Minister of Urban Renewal and Community Relations. We invite family of the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister. Family members, please stand by so we could just move this along in a seamless manner. Thank you. Yes, thank you, family members. We'll ask the taller ones to step to the back, and the shorter ones, that's right, just make some adjustments based on your height. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you, family. Just watch your step, please. Watch your step and take your time. Your Excellency, I beg leave to invite the Member of Parliament elect for Seabreeze, first-time Cabinet Minister, the Honorable Leslie Marie Miller-Bryce. The Honorable Leslie Maria Bryce will assume the office as Minister of Culture, Arts, and Heritage. Thank you.
I, Leslie Miller-Bryce, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to the law, so help me God. I, Leslie Miller-Bryce, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times, when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office, for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do fully further swear that I will not on any account at any time whatsoever disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister, so help me God.
Minister Miller-Bryce will now receive her instrument of appointment. And we ask that you give another round of applause to the Minister of Culture, Arts, and Heritage. Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, please. Family members should stand by. Family members, please. There are, without calling names, there are many tall persons in this family. So I think they know where they should stand and their positions. So I think we should have a good photo here. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, I beg leave at this time to invite Senator-elect, the Honorable Jerome Kennedy Fitzgerald, to step forward. Minister-elect will take the oath for the responsibility of economic affairs, and he will be presented this morning with two instruments, one as a senator and the second as a minister. Kindly proceed.
I, Jerome Fitzgerald, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law. I, Jerome Fitzgerald, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not on any account at any time whatsoever disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet, and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister or any other matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Can you have a seat?
Her Excellency will present the instrument of appointment, instrument of office to the Senator, the Honorable Jerome Kennedy Fitzgerald, Minister of Economic Affairs. Prime Minister, Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, please. We invite the family members to come forward, please, of Minister Fitzgerald to step forward, please, so that we can take this wonderful photo. Come right up, please. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Thank you for your presence, and thank you for participating in the photo exercise. Your Excellency, I beg leave to invite first-time senator, first-time parliamentarian, first-time minister, Senator the Honorable Barbara Lynn Cartwright to come to take the oath. Senator Cartwright will take the oath as Minister of Social Services. She will receive 2 instruments today, that appointing her to the Senate, and secondly, the oath for her ministerial portfolio.
I, Barbara Cartwright, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to the law. So help me God. I, Barbara Cartwright, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times, when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of the office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not, on any account, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the cabinet, and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or content of any documents communicated to me as Minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Minister Cartwright will now receive her instrument of appointment, her instrument of office from Her Excellency, the Governor General. Please give another round of applause to Minister Cartwright. And so we invite, yes, please. Family members, please. Those of you, yes, come right through, please. So once again, based on your height, you can position yourselves. Yeah, I think we got, yes, okay. Okay, you got, okay. Photographers, do your best. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, it is my pleasure, with your leave, to invite the Member of Parliament-elect for Fort Charlotte, the Honorable Sebastian J.D. Bastian, to take the oath of office, Minister of Innovation and National Development.
I, Sebastian Bastian, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty the King III, his heirs and successors according to law. So help me God. I, Sebastian Bastian, being appointed minister, do swear that I will do the best of my judgment at all times, when so required, freely giving my counsel advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the function of that office for good management of public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not on any account at any time whatsoever disclose the counsel, advice, the opinion, the vote of any particular minister, parliamentary, secretary, and that I will not accept with the authority of the cabinet, without the authority of the cabinet, and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the cabinet or any nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such. In all things I will be a true and faithful minister, so help me God.
Your Excellency will present to Minister Bastian his instrument of office and instrument of appointment. Please give a round of applause to Minister Bastian, Minister of Innovation and National Development. We invite Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, please, to join in for a photo. We ask family members to stand by. Family members, please proceed. Please. In two parts. No. Okay. In the plaid jacket, just can you just stand aside for me so we can do two shots, maybe? I think this may be a little much for one photo. So just stand. Photographers, you could go ahead, take this first shot, and then they will leave the state, and then the others will come. Let's take this one first, please. So thank you very much, group number one. Thank you. We now prepare for the second shot. Yes, thank you. Yes, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Second group, come forward, please. Other family members, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you to give another round of applause. This is a new ministry, first-time ministry, Ministry of Innovation and National Development. Thank you so very much. Your Excellency, the swearing in of Minister Bastian concludes the swearing in of substantive ministers, and we wish to give all of the substantive appointments a round of applause this morning. Your Excellency, we now move to the appointment of ministers of state. And heading this list this morning is the Member of Parliament-elect for South Beach, the Honorable Bacchus O.J. Roll, Minister of State in the Ministry of Social Services. Minister Roll.
Do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. So help me God. I, Barkas Omar Jude Roll, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment at all times, when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas, and I do further swear that I will not, on any account, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister or any matter concerning coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Her Excellency will now present Minister Roll with his instrument of appointment. Prime Minister, Honorable Deputy Prime Minister. Family members, please. Additional family members? Family members coming up? Oh. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Minister of State Bacchus Omar Jude Rowe. Thank you. Your Excellency, I am pleased to present the Member of Parliament-elect for Baines and Grantstown, the Honorable Wade Alexander Watson, to be sworn in as Minister of State in the Ministry of Innovation and National Development.
I, Wade Alexander Watson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear no true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. So help me God. I, Wade Alexander Watson, being appointed minister, do swear that I will do to the best of my ability and my judgment at all times, when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not on any account, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet, and to such extent as may be required for the good judgment of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly, reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet, or the nature or concerns of any documents communicated to me as minister, or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Your Excellency will now present to Minister of State in the Ministry of Innovation and National Development his instrument of office. We invite Prime Minister and Deputy. We invite family members to come forward, please.
Maki. One Maki. You want me to give him a he next. Only one again now.
Your Excellency, with your leave, I am pleased to invite the Member of Parliament-elect for North Andros and the Berry Islands, the Honorable Leonardo D. Lightbourne, to take the oath of office. Today, he is appointed as Minister of State in the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources with special responsibility for BAMC. Let's give him a round of applause.
I, Leonardo Lightborn, do swear that I will be faithful and bear the true allegiance of His Majesty King Charles III and his heirs and successors according to law. So help me God. I, Leonardo Lightborn, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times, when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not, on any account, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the cabinet, and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business of proceedings of the cabinet or the nature of content or any documents communicated to me as minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Your Excellency will now present instrument of appointment to the Honorable Leonardo D. Lightborn, Minister of State in the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources with responsibility for BAMC. I'm pleased to invite Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister to join for a photo, and family members to queue for their photo as well. Family members. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you, family members. Thank you. Another round of applause to the minister. Your Excellency, I beg leave to present Member of Parliament-elect for North Abaco in the person of the Honorable Kirk Cornish, Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister. Please give Mr. Cornish a round of applause.
I, Kirk Cornish, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. So help me God. I, Kirk Cornish, being appointed minister, do swear that I will do, to the best of my judgment, at all times, when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing a function of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas. And I do further swear that I will not, on any occasion, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly, reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the entire or the nature of context of any document communicated to me as minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Your Excellency will present to Minister Cornish his instrument of appointment. Please give Minister Cornish another round of applause. Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister. Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister. We invite family members to queue the aisle for the photo. Family members, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, it is my pleasure to invite the Member of Parliament-elect I ain't finished my line yet. All right, yeah. Member of Parliament-elect from Mount Moriah, the Honorable Michael Bonamy. Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister.
Okay. I'm good. I, Michael Barnaby, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty the King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law. So help me God. I, Michael Barnaby, being appointed minister, do swear that I will do the best of my judgment at all times when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office. For the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas, I do further swear that I will not on any account at any time whatsoever disclose to counsel, advice, opinion, or vote, or any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly, reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet, or the nature or the contents of any documents communicated to me as minister, or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that all things I will be true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Her Excellency, the Governor General, will present to Minister Barnaby his instrument of appointment. Please give Minister a round of applause. Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, please. Reminded that Cat Island is in the house. Thank you. Yes, family, please. Family members. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Please, let's give Minister another round of applause. Your Excellency, it is my pleasure, and I beg leave, to invite the Member of Parliament-elect for Golden Isles. The Honorable Darren Pickstock will serve as Minister of State for Immigration in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
I, Darren Shimon Pickstock, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. I, Darren Shimon Pickstock, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times when so require, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas, and I do further swear that I will not on any account at any time whatsoever disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, and that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet, and to such extent as many as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister.
Your Excellency will present to Minister Darren Pickstock his instrument of appointment. Please give a round of applause to the Honorable Darren Pickstock, who will serve as Minister of State for Immigration in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We invite Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister to join for a photo. Family members, kindly cue the aisles for a We invite the family members. This is going to have to be a two-part photo. if we can, well, maybe, yeah, and they're still coming. So, Miss Alicia, from you come up, and the others can, behind Miss Alicia, can just hold for me, please. It's going to be a little tight on the stage. Hey, how you doing, Phil? Yeah, just hold, yeah, just hold there for me. Just, yeah, it's going to be. Okay, good. Thank you so very much. We invite the first group to make their way to their seats, and we prepare to receive the second group of family members. Thank you. Thank you very much. Other family members, please. Thank you so very much. Many thanks. Excellency, I beg leave to present at this time the Member of Parliament-elect for St. James. The Honorable Owen Wells, to take the oath of office as Minister of State in the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
I, Owen Carlo Benjamin Wells, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law. So help me God. I, Owen Carlo Benjamin Wells, being appointed minister, do swear that I will, to the best of my judgment, at all times, when so required, freely give my counsel and advice to the Governor General or any other person for the time being lawfully performing the functions of that office for the good management of the public affairs of the Bahamas, and I do further swear that I will not, on any account, at any time whatsoever, disclose the counsel, advice, opinion, or vote of any particular minister or parliamentary secretary, that I will not, except with the authority of the Cabinet, and to such extent as may be required for the good management of the affairs of the Bahamas, directly or indirectly reveal the business or proceedings of the Cabinet or the nature or contents of any documents communicated to me as minister or any matter coming to my knowledge in my capacity as such, and that in all things I will be a true and faithful minister. So help me God.
Her Excellency, the Governor General, will present to Minister Owen Wells his instrument of appointment as Minister of State in the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Please give Minister another round of applause. We invite Prime Minister and Deputy to we invite family members to queue the aisle for the family photo with the Governor, Prime Minister, and the Deputy Prime Minister. Family members, please. Okay, I think we may need to, we stop right here by Mr. McKinney. We just hold it right there. We take two, because there are family members still coming in. So can we take, photographers, let's take 2 shots. It's the first group. Other family members, just hold for me, please. Thank you. We can have the second group, please. We invite the second group of persons to come forward, please. No. Take it easy. Thank you very much, family members. Ladies and gentlemen, please give Her Excellency a round of applause. Honorable Prime Minister, on behalf of Her Excellency the Governor General, in accordance with the provisions of Article 73(2) of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, I am pleased to advise that your cabinet is in place. We have all cabinet. It is my pleasure to invite the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band to render a musical tribute. Yeah, put this back in there.
And the cabinet is in place. We just witnessed here the swearing in of 8 ministers, 8 substantive ministers, and 7 ministers of state. And if you've been taking note, now's a good time to grab your pen. I'm going to run through that list one more time for you. Our Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie. Minister of National Security, Miles LaRota. The Minister of Transport is Leon Lundy. Our Minister of Urban Renewal and Community Relations, Lisa Ramming. Minister of Culture, Arts, and Heritage, Leslie Miller-Bryce. Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator Jerome Fitzgerald. Minister of Social Services, Senator Barbara Cartwright. And the Minister of Innovation and National Development, Sebastian Bastian. Our Ministers of States are Minister of State for Social Services, Bacchus Roll. Minister of State for Innovation and National Development, Wade Watson. The Minister of State for Agriculture, Marine Resources, Leonardo Lightbourne, with responsibility for BAMSI. We also have the Minister of States in the Office of the Prime Minister, Kirk Cornish and Mikkel Bonnaby. Minister for State for Immigration, Darren Pickstock, and the Minister of State for Health and Wellness, Owen Wells. And we are looking at video inside now of the GG and the Prime Minister. I'm going to now bring in my colleague Corvell Pyfrom, who's been here with us all day. Corvell, your thoughts on how this cabinet has shaped up today?
First thing is that we are, just after 12 o'clock. Rain and all, and we've managed to get this thing done in about 2 hours this morning. There are a lot of, I think, notable points from this list today. First of all, let's talk about the innovation and national development. That's a newly created ministry, which Sebastian will head. I think expectations are high, even perhaps higher than the speculation about what exactly Mr. Sebastian's role would be in the Davis administration 2.0. We see some other newcomers. She may not be a household name, but to many people that are here this morning and many people in PLP circles will know the name Barbara Cartwright. She has been a lifelong heart and soul of that party, and we saw her today become a senator and also become the minister with responsibility for social services. Jerome Fitzgerald, he is back, the architect of the Davis administration's victory, according to some, and now he will serve in the Senate, and also as Minister of Economic Affairs.
So not a long day, but a full day, definitely. As you said, the rain came down on us, and we heard just now a Master of Ceremonies, Jack Thompson, said the cabinet is in place. And we know this is the lead up to opening of Parliament next Wednesday. So I think it was important for the Prime Minister to go into that with his full slate in place. And so again, 8 ministers here sworn in today, 7 ministers of state, bringing us to a total of 28 cabinet ministers sworn in.
The largest in history.
Yeah.
And I think people will be talking about that as well.
The Gussie May cabinet, they may call it again.
Well, I won't give it that adjective, but I'm sure people will.
Typically refer to it as.
But I think a lot, it's almost as though, whoa, you're wondering who did not get, who's not in cabinet. And so, as we're looking at the faces there, we see Bacchus Rule, Mikhail Barnaby,
Bastian, as
Lisa
well as
Ramming. They're welcoming Leslie Miller-Bryce into the cabinet.
Yes, a first
and that's a new portfolio as well. Well, now they've moved culture way out of arts
and heritage.
Wow.
To her portfolio, and we expect that the Prime Minister, will make the 29th? You think he's going to take on? We haven't heard investments or...
Well, it's interesting. We do not have a substantive Minister of Immigration. That is above all fascinating to me.
Yes.
I'm looking at Leon Lundy, who's now in charge of transport.
And Miles LaRota there, who is now in charge of national security.
That is a big leap, ain't it?
A big leap. A big leap from being our Minister of Broadcasting.
Social Services, Information, and broadcasting.
And for anyone who may have questioned, I know you mentioned just now about Barbara Cartwright and Senator Jerome Fitzgerald, how are they able to take up ministerial posts? And this is via their appointment to the Senate by the Prime Minister. So definitely possible for the Prime Minister to appoint someone to Senate and then give them ministerial portfolio. And we can see here now the Prime Minister, who's had a very long week. I am sure he is just looking for a nap, looking for some rest. But we are listening now to a rendition here of the Prime Minister's theme song.
And he was singing along.
Song.
And I'm sure the folks watching at home saw the Prime Minister. He was lip singing along with it, eh? Yeah, he's learned the lyrics.
A song he's heard.
Likes it. He began to use it on, really recite it in his speeches along the campaign trail, and so.
Yes, and we expect to hear remarks from the Prime Minister in just a few moments as we get ready to bring the ceremony to a close. We see now Master of Ceremonies back at the podium, and we expect him to invite the Prime Minister to take the stage to bring remarks. We'll toss it back inside now.
To present our nation's leader, born for this season and time, a man for all seasons, a man who is walking in his purpose, fulfilling his call, second consecutive term Prime Minister. Without further ado, it is my honor to ask you to stand as we receive the Member of Parliament for Cat Island, Rumkey, Anderson, Salvador, the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, General Philip Edward Brave Davis. Please welcome Prime Minister.
Morning to all. It's afternoon now, but please be seated. Your Excellency, Dame my mother, Dame Cynthia Mother Pratt, Deputy Prime Minister, my cabinet colleagues, members of Parliament and senators, distinguished guests, fellow Bahamians, friends. This morning, with the completion of the appointment of my cabinet, as you would have heard, and ministerial team, we begin the next phase of the work entrusted in us by the Bahamian people. And this is a moment we must seize. Around the world, nations are confronting uncertainty. Economies are shifting, institutions are being tested, people are asking harder questions of governments and of leaders. They want stability. They want competence. They want leadership that understands both the pressures of the present and the demands of the future. The Bahamas is no different. Our people expect a government that is focused, calm under pressure, and prepared to make decisions in the national interest. They expect leadership that understands that progress is never guaranteed and that every generation has a responsibility to strengthen the country it inherited. That responsibility now rests with this cabinet. To the ministers continuing in service, thank you for the work already done and for your willingness to continue serving the country at this serious time. To those joining cabinet for the first time, I welcome you. Public life will test your judgment, your patience, and your character. It will ask much of you, but there's no greater privilege than the opportunity to serve the Bahamian people. Scripture reminds us in Luke chapter 12, verse 48, to whom much is given, much will be required. This administration understands the meaning of those words. The trust placed in us by the Bahamian people carries obligations. It requires us to govern with maturity. It requires us to stay grounded in the realities people face each day. And it requires us to keep our attention fixed on the long-term future of the country, even while dealing with the immediate pressures of the present. We have a country to strengthen. We have opportunities to expand. We have systems to improve. And we have a duty to ensure that progress reaches more Bahamians across every island of our Commonwealth. That means continuing to build an economy that creates opportunity for Bahamian families. It means improving education and training so young people are prepared for a changing world. It means strengthening infrastructure, modernizing public services, improving healthcare, and ensuring communities feel safer and more secure. And it means governing with seriousness and steadiness. The task during this term is even greater than the last. Our mandate from the Bahamian people was one on our promise to complete what we started in the last term and build on that progress in this term. We are inspired, not daunted by those commitments. Our blueprint for progress requires much. The work begins immediately. I said before that if given the opportunity to continue serving, I'll wake up every day and give this responsibility my all. That remains my commitment this morning. Leadership is measured by whether people feel greater confidence in their future, whether families feel greater security in their lives, whether the country moves forward with greater strength and greater resilience.
That is the standard we must meet. Over the years, I reflected often on the journey from Cat Island to this office. That journey has taught me many things. But perhaps the most important of those things it taught me is no leader succeeds alone. Progress is always built by people, by workers, by teachers, by nurses, by police officers, by entrepreneurs, by communities, by ordinary citizens who continue believing in their country even during difficult times. That spirit is the foundation of this nation. God has been faithful to me. God has been faithful to this country. And with faith, hard work, and clear direction, we will continue building a Bahamas that is stronger, more confident, and more prepared for the future. So this morning, let us seize this moment, not for ourselves, but for the people we were sent here to serve. And let me say to the Bahamian people, listen today, the country is safe, we're brave, and we are ready. And we are ready for a brave new future. Thank you. And may God continue to bless each of you.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you momentarily to join Her Excellency, the Governor General and Prime Minister on the patio for light refreshments. We ask that you follow the lead. If you can kind of get there as soon as possible after we leave this place, because the governor and the prime minister is often there waiting to meet you. And sometimes we take a while getting down there. So please, let's see if we can move. But before doing so, we should like to have a group photo with all the ministers, please, and prime minister and the governor, please. So we invite all and the deputy, all of the ministers who newly appointed ministers. We'd like to have a wonderful group shot with you at this time. I should like to take this opportunity to once again thank all of our guests for your patience, and we do apologize for any inconvenience caused. We know we had an overflow, and many persons were on the outside under the tent, but we thank you for your understanding. Thank you very, very much. We ask that you hold your places, please. Please remain in your seats for the departure of Her Excellency.
And Bahamas, get ready for a brave new future. Words there, remarks here this afternoon from Prime Minister Philip Davis as we wrap up this afternoon's ceremony. In his remarks, he also brought congratulations and welcoming his new cabinet ministers here today, saying that there's no greater privilege than the opportunity to serve the Bahamian people. Also reminding his new cabinet that trust from the Bahamian people requires keeping an eye fixed on the long-term commitments they've made. He also said that and acknowledged that there are systems to improve, but there's also a duty to ensure that progress is ready and prepared for all. Corbell, coming in now, I know you were listening to the Prime Minister's remarks there. Any thoughts about what he just said?
Yeah, I think what was pretty impressive about the Prime, or what at least stood out about the Prime Minister's remarks is, you know, it almost seems as though he was able to hear the murmurs that we have been hearing around, and, you know, he kind of put those to rest by saying, the work starts now.
Right.
There's no honeymoon phase. I get the seriousness of this. I understand what the Bahamian people want, and this is what we intend to deliver on. So he's going to be Prime Minister, according to what, you know, if you take him at his word, one of promises, but one that delivers on the promises. And, you know, he will build on his blueprint for progress. A stronger, more confident, more prepared for the future country is what he is determined to build.
And I like the fact that he also acknowledged, that no leader succeeds alone. And we see him here now with some 15, I think, of the 28 cabinet ministers sworn in over the last 2 days, showing that he has a unified team, showing that he has a strong team. And a lot of our guests have been alluding to, saying that the PLP has a deep bench. And so they have a bench full of people who are equipped and who are qualified to help the Prime Minister lead this administration into the next 5 years. And we can see here now official photographs being taken here at the ballroom at Government House. We see our Dame Cynthia, who has been going all week. We see the Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, and now these new ministers who were sworn in here today, taking their official photographs before they get to work. We anticipate them getting to work as soon as these official ceremonies are done and over. But just on a broad programming note for you, our viewers, we will be right back here Monday morning at 9:45 a.m. as we witness the swearing in of our parliamentary secretaries. Later in the day, we'll also witness the swearing in of the Leader of His Majesty's Loyal Opposition. Later in the day, government senators and then the opposition senators. So a few more ceremonies to go before we get to Wednesday, which is the opening of Parliament. And I think after all of these, I think they're all waiting for these to be done so they can hit the ground running, get to work to continue the work that they've started so far.
And these are the formalities that go along with starting a government. Even though it's an incumbent government, I mean, these things must
still have
occur.
to happen, right?
And we can cross out some of the senators that we've seen sworn in already.
Right. We have 3 of them. That was Wayne Monroe, KC. We saw here Jerome Fitzgerald today, as well as Senator Barbara Cartwright. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please maintain your places. Kindly maintain your places. Kindly stand. Kindly stand for the departure of Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt. Please remain in your places for the departure of Her Excellency, the Governor General, followed by the Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers and spouses. Please remain in your seats. We'd like to give the ministers the first opportunity.
And that brings this swearing-in ceremony to a close. We just saw the exits, the departures of the Governor General, Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, and the newest cabinet ministers. Corvell, you were going to say?
I was going to say it's been an interesting 4 sessions of these. Kids have been in the room, but we've not heard babies crying. So quite an orderly crowd. Let's commend the audience. I mean, they came with their best behavior, and that was a joy, of course, and made things a lot easier for everybody.
And today was pretty lengthy, and they managed to, not cry or fuss their way through it. So definitely here. And we are looking at a final video this afternoon of this swearing-in ceremony. 28 members of cabinet sworn in over the last 2 days. We saw 8 ministers, substantive ministers this afternoon, and 7 ministers of state, which brings that total to 28 cabinet ministers for the second-term Davis administration. Again, be sure to tune into the ZNS Network on Monday beginning at 9:45 a.m. as we witness the parliamentary secretaries being sworn into their post as well. I'm Anthea Ferguson. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, Bahamas.
North Lutheran. I'm Charles Fisher. This is ZNS.